Okay po. Let me show you my screen, everyone. Okay, share lang. So, okay po. Thumbs up kung nakikita po ang screen. Or magsalita po kung nakikita ang screen natin o hindi. Okay po. Good. Okay. So, dito sa ating pong part 3, sa week 8, meron po tayong tatlong topics na kukuhanin. Tatlong importanteng topics na kukuhanin, which is the t-test, the interval, and the number of samples. Okay po. So, unahin muna natin yung t-test. With regards to t-test, we'll be focusing lang on the idea of what is t-test and paano ginagamit yung t-test. Okay po. When we talk about t-test, t-test distribution is a probability distribution that is used to estimate population parameters when sample size is smaller than 30 and the population variance is unknown. Ibig sabihin po nito, 'di ba? Nung mga huling ginawa natin, nagkaroon tayo ng gumamit tayo ng z-test. Okay po, gumamit tayo ng z-test. It is because na ang ating sample size na nakukuha is greater than 30. Ginagamit natin yung t-test pag greater than 30. Okay po. Pero pag ang sample na nakuha natin from the population is less than 30, now we'll be using what we call t-test. So anong pinagkaiba nila? Kung babalikan natin yung huli kong diniscuss, which is the probability, the limit theory. Sabi sa limit theory, sa pagdami ng samples, sa papunta siya sa normal curve. Mas papunta siya sa normal curve. Ngayon, paano po ang mangyayari sa ating pong curve if it happen na our sample is less than 30. So, doon po pumapasok yung ating t-distribution. So, let's analyze the situation. So, these are the properties of t-distribution. Number 1, the t-distribution is symmetrical about 0. So, katulad ng ating normal curve, it is symmetrical sa left and right na meron tayong center which is our mean. Kagaya lang siya. That means that if you go from the peak to the curve to mark 0, horizontal axis, the curve is divided into two equal parts. The t-zeros on the horizontal axis will be divided also on t-scores being positive and half negative. Being half positive and half negative. Kagaya po ng normal curve natin, yung isang side is positive and the other one is negative sa normal curve. So, bell-shaped lang siya ang ating pong t-distribution. Saan siya nagkakaiba-iba? The t-distribution is bell-shaped like a normal distribution but has heavier tails. Anong ibig sabihin natin ng heavier tails? Kung mapapansin natin yung t-distribution natin, tingnan natin yung normal curve, mas malapit siya doon sa ating pong x-axis, mas dikit siya sa ating x-axis. Kung mapapansin naman natin yung ating pong t-distribution, mas makapal or mas malayo siya sa x-axis. Anong ibig sabihin yun? Mas mababa din siya kaysa po sa ating pong normal curve. Ibig sabihin, the concentration of the distribution ay halos spread out siya. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung normal curve kasi karamihan ng ating distribution or laman ay nasa gitna. But the t-distribution is dahil nga kukonti siya, hindi gaano nakikita ang pagkakaiba-iba nila, halos spread out ang ating pong distribution. So ibig sabihin bumababa yung curve at kumakapal naman yung ibang nasa tabi. Halos mag-i-straight line na siya. Okay po. So, the mean and the median, ang difference naman nito, in terms of mean, median, and mode, halos pare-pareho lang po siya, lahat nasa gitna ng 0. Okay po. So our variance is always greater than 1, and after our degree, there is what we call degree of freedom. Mamaya ko papaliwanag yung ating pong degree of freedom. Okay po. So the standard deviation of the T distribution varies in sample size. Depende ang ating pong standard deviation sa sample size, it is always greater than 1. Doon po sa normal distribution, pwede ang ating pong ang variance at saka po ang variance at saka ang standard deviation is lower than 1. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo minsan ng ating pong ng ating standard deviation that is point something lang. Pero pagdating po sa t-distribution, it is always greater than 1 ang ating pong variance at standard deviation. Okay po. So, ito yung pinaka-peak niya na pagkakaiba sa normal distribution. Itong itsura niya. Okay po. So, normal distribution ay normally, ang ating pong distribution ay nasa gitna. Halos pantay, halos ito. Yan. Halos napudpud siya sa gitna, kaya maliit na yung nasa tabi. Okay? Pero kapag t-distribution, ating pong t-distribution, ibahin ko lang yung kulay para makita nyo. Ito yung t-distribution natin. Halos pantay na sila. Hindi mas humbagay, umalsa lang ng konti yung gitna. Konting-konti lang yung alsa ng gitna, halos straight line na siya. Kasi yung distribution nila ay halos pantay-pantay na kasi kukunti naman. Hindi nakikita yung concentration sa gitna. Okay po. So, that's the disadvantage of maliit lang yung sample. Hindi mo nakikita talaga saan ang concentration niya. Halos kalat-kalat. Ayun yung idea nun. Pag konti yung sample, kalat-kalat ang ating pong data. Pero pag malaki ang sample natin, mas nakikita natin na mas dikit-dikit sa gitna ang ating pong data. Okay po? Okay. So paano ginagamit yung t-distribution? May tinatawag tayo ng freedom. Ang ating pong degree of freedom. Paano nakukuha yung degree of freedom? The degree of freedom is simply n-1. Ibig sabihin, kung ilan yung sample natin, babawasan lang po natin ng isa. Okay. Pakitaan ko kayo, makikita nyo dyan. Okay. So this is our t-distribution. Okay? So this is our t-distribution. Kung makikita nyo dyan, meron tayong DF or degree of freedom na tinatawag, DF. And we have 0.25, 0.20, 0.15, 0.10, 0.05, 0.025. Those are area. Ibig sabihin, example, if we are talking about 90 degrees, 90%, it is always area right tail. Ibig sabihin, ang titingnan natin always is the right tail. Okay po, kung meron tayong curve, ang pagtingin natin ano ang nasa right curve. Okay po. If we have a right curve, drawing lang ako ha. Okay. If we have a normal curve, yan. Okay. Ang always titingnan natin, ano ang nandito sa side nito. Okay. Example, if this is 90%, ibig sabihin, nasa percentile 90 tayo. Ano ang value nito? Nasaan ito? Nasaan yung position na yan? Ibig sabihin, if this is 90%, this is 10%. Tama? Kasi dapat a whole niyan 100% or 1 pag ginawa natin. Ngayon, 90% siya. Ang tanong, saan naka-center yung kanyang boundary? Yung kanyang boundary. Saan natin nahanapin yung boundary na yan? Tandaan, the center is 0. The center is 0. Okay? Ngayon, kung 90% siya, example, we have 10 samples. If we have 10 samples, ibig sabihin, the degree of freedom niya ay 9. Is 10 minus 1, 9. Ngayon, saan ka ngayon titingin dito? Sabi nga natin, it's right-tailed. It is right-tailed. Ano yung nasa right, which is our 10%. That is 10%. Tama? Kung 10% yan, titingin tayo dito sa 0.01. Okay. Ano ang degree of freedom niya? 9. 10 minus 1, 9. So, titingnan natin yung 9 at titingnan natin yung katapat ng 0.10, which is 1.383. Okay? 1.383. Okay po. Ibig sabihin, this line na makikita natin ay nasa punto ng 1.383. Gets po? Hey, let's have another one. If we have a normal curve, paano naman pag mababa? Example, ang sabi, this is 10%. This is 10%. Okay? So we're expecting this as 90%. Tama? So ang right-tailed natin is 90. That's 0.9. Okay, 0.9. Kaso, ang sabi natin, kung titingnan natin yung taas, wala naman tayong 0.9. Pinakikita ba yung 0.9? Wala. So, ibig sabihin yan, ang hahanapin natin ay yung 10%. Yung 10% which is, kung ang sample size natin ay 10, so sa freedom of 9 ulit tayo, which is 1.383 pa rin. Pero, dahil nga po siya ay kabaliktaran, ibig sabihin ito ay nasa negative 1.383. Clear po? Maliwanag po? Okay. So, yun lang naman ang gusto kong malaman nyo with regards po sa pagtingin ng T-distribution. We'll have more of that siguro next quarter. So, ang idea lang, dapat marunong kayong tumingin sa ating pong table. Okay po, sa ating table. So, tandaan natin, ang pagtingin po ng table ay lagi pong sample size minus 1. Okay po, because we are giving the degree of freedom, that degree of freedom is n minus 1. Bas, titingnan nyo lang kung nasaan siya na area, then that area ay nag-signifies right tail, titingnan natin sa taas kung saan siya papatak. Okay? So let me have clear. But we will be focusing here on our next topic. This is somewhat madali-dali siya kung titingnan natin. Okay? So we will be having confidence interval. Okay po. So when we talk about confidence interval, gaano ba ang margin of error in terms of if meron tayong mean, gaano siya kalayo, gaano ka-confident na mapupunta siya sa mean. And kung meron tayong mean, hindi naman lahat pumapatak sa mean eh. Ang tanong, if we will be giving margin of error, if we have margin of error, gaano kalaki yung margin of error? Ang margin of error ay depende sa yung confidence, gaano ka ba confident doon sa iyong binigay na data. Okay po, para mas maintindihan yung sinasabi ko, let's have an example. Okay, so in this case, a random sample of 46 score, so balik tayo, sample natin ay 46, ibig sabihin, we are dealing again with C-test. So move on na muna tayo sa T-test. Okay, a random sample of 46 score from examination of ABM learners is taken and it gives a sample mean of 78 with an interval score between 77.18 and 78.82 having 90% level of confidence. Okay po, may level of confidence tayo. So, intindihin mo natin yung mga given. So, meron tayong given dito which is our sample mean. Okay po, our sample mean ay sabi dito, Our sample mean, tandaan, ang sample mean natin ay ganito. Sample kasi. Pag ating pong population mean ay yung U. Tandaan natin. So, our sample mean ay 78. Sabi, the interval score, we have the interval score. We have the interval score, which is 77.18 and 78.82. Okay, which is, since this is interval, it will be better if we will write this as like this. 77.18 up to 78.82. That's the interval scores. Okay. Ngayon, ano yung confidence level mo? Confidence level mo, level of confidence, LOC, let's have the LOC. Your level of confidence daw, level of confidence ay 90%. Okay po. Ano ibig sabihin yan? So, having that 90%, ibig sabihin, binibigyan mo yung idea mo, hindi 100% na sigurado ka na lahat ng score ay papatak sa 78. Okay po. Ibig sabihin, merong magkakamali. Merong bababa sa 78, may tataas sa 78. Okay. Ngayon, ang idea mo lang, if you have your 90% confidence, alam mo na ang interval score mo will be 77.18 and 78.82. Ibig sabihin, your level of confidence na yung 90% ng yung 90% ng iyo pong data ay papasok na sa 77.18 up to 78.82. What will be your margin of error? Okay po. The question is margin of error. In this case na kitang-kita natin, meron na tayong given na interval score, madaling mahanap ang margin of error. Paano po yon? If we are to subtract the lower limit, this is the lower limit and this is the upper limit, kasi mas mataas, the lower limit, kung mapapansin nyo, ay mas mababa sa 78. So 78 minus 77.18, you will get 0.82. Tama? Sige nga, minus nga po natin. So we have 78 minus 77.18, you have 0.82. Okay? Doon sa lower limit to. Doon naman sa upper limit, it's 78.82 minus 78, which is our mean. Ang lalabas rin ay 0.82. Ibig sabihin, from the mean, which is 78, nabawasan siya ng 0.82 to have our lower limit at nadagdagan siya ng 0.82 to have our upper limit. Ibig sabihin, the margin of error that we have is positive, negative 0.82. So liwanagin ko lang. In this case, that our mean, sample mean is 78. Our sample mean is 78. We have an interval score of 77.18 up to 78.82 with a confidence level of confidence of 90%, having a margin of error of positive, negative 0.82. Dahil ang confidence niya ay 90%, meron lang siyang margin of error of 0.82. Okay? Ngayon, the question now, what will happen if hindi naman given ang ating interval score? Ang bigay lang sa atin ay confidence level. Paano natin makikita ang margin of error? Kasi dito, madaling mahanap ang margin of error kasi given ang mean, given ang interval score, so ima-minus lang natin yon. Paano pag hindi? So let's have another example. Clear ko lang muna to. Let's have this one. Isabel owns a shoe store. She used 100 pairs. Tama ba? 100 pairs nga ba yun? 160 pairs of shoes as her sample size for different design. The population standard deviation of the price of the shoes is 75. Suppose Isabel wants a 95% level of confidence to determine the mean of price of all her shoes is selling. Compute for the margin of error of estimate. So, paano natin malalaman ang ating pong we have to look first with the margin of error. Paano natin makukuha yung margin of error? So para malaman natin yung margin of error natin, ang ating pong computation ay ito po, which is ZA over 2 times the standard deviation over the square root of the sample size. So let's look for the sample size. Okay, let's look for the sample size. So in this case, let's look for the margin of error. The margin of error will be like this. So ZA2, this is our coefficient. Yung ZA over 2 is our coefficient po ng level of confidence. Paano po yon? So sinabi dito that our level of confidence is 95. So our coefficient is 1.96. That is 1.96. Okay po, 1.96. So given po na ating pong coefficient is 1.96. So gagamitin natin yung 1.96 times what is our this is our standard deviation. Our standard deviation is 75 over the square root of 160. This is our sample size. Okay, this is our sample size. So all we have to do is to compute for that. So unahin muna natin ang dire-diretsuhin natin siya. Una natin iso-solve ito nasa loob. You have your calculator. So that is 75 divided by the square root of 160 equal sign times, diretso tayo, 1.96, wala mo nang round off, diretso tayo. So we will be getting 11.62. Positive, negative. Lagi po siyang positive, negative. So paano po ibig sabihin yan? Kapag nakuha natin ang kanya pong kapag naibigay na po sa atin ang kanyang mean at gusto mong malaman ang interval niya, ibig sabihin lang nito, at 95% confidence, gusto mong makita yung interval niya, confidence interval niya, kailangan mo lang minusan yung mean mo ng 11.62 at dagdagan ang mean mo ng positive 11.62 to get your interval. Nakuha mo na yung interval. Okay? Po, para po tayo magkaintindihan pa, let's have yung buo ng question. Lagyan natin ang buo ng question. This one. The population of Sulu, hornbill, one of the endangered bird species in the Philippines, has standard deviation of 40. Okay, standard deviation of 40. Compute for the length of confidence interval for 90% confidence having a sample size of 150 and a sample mean of 65. So, kompleto na yung given. Ano yung mga given natin? Isa-isahin natin. The first given that we have is we have our level of confidence. Level of confidence. What is our level of confidence? That is 90%. Okay? Ngayon, ang ating pong standard deviation daw ay confidence having a sample size of 150, standard deviation of 40. Okay? May 40 tayo dyan. Meron tayong sample size which is 150. And our sample mean which is 65. We are to look for the length of confidence interval. Okay. Para malaman natin yung length of confidence level, confidence interval, hahanapin natin ang lower limit up to our upper limit. Yan ang kailangan natin makita, yung lower limit at upper limit. Paano natin makikita yung lower limit at upper limit? Kailangan alam natin ang ating pong margin of error. So we have to look for our margin of error. Paano natin malalaman ang margin of error? Ito po yun. Ito po yun. So ibig sabihin, titingnan tayo, so what is our level of confidence? Sabi, our level of confidence is 90. So ito po yung 90. So gagamitin natin yung formula. What is our coefficient? Our coefficient is 1645. So 1.645. Okay. Times. What is our standard deviation? Our standard deviation is 40. Okay. Over. How many over the square root of n? The square root of n is square root of 150. 150. So, ibig sabihin, we have to solve for this. So, unahin muna natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. It's 40 divided by the square root of 150 times 1.645. So, ang makukuha natin is 5.37. Okay po? Clear po tayo? 5.37. It will be positive, negative. It will be positive, negative. Saan natin gagamitin ito? Okay, gagamitin natin ito to look for your lower limit and upper limit. Ibig sabihin, to look for, para makita natin yung lower limit, maminusan natin ang ating pong mean ng 5.37 at para makuha naman natin ang upper limit natin, dadagdagan naman natin siya ng 5.37. In that case, unahin mo natin ang lower limit. That will be 65 minus 5.37. So our lower limit will be 59.63. And what will be your upper limit? That is 65 plus 5.37. So ibig sabihin, our upper limit is 70.37. Clear po? Clear po tayo? Nabuo na yung question. Ano po? So kapag in-interpret natin to, our confidence interval under 90% confidence is 59.63 up to 70.37, having a mean of 65. Okay po. So yan po. So para ma-complete natin to, kailangan given ang ating level of confidence, please take note of always of this table. Saan nanggaling yan? Nanggaling po yan sa C table natin. Okay po. So we have our standard deviation which is 40, our n of 150 which is the sample size, and our mean of 65. Oh. Any questions so far?
Muna yung ano dyan, sagot.
Any questions so far?
Kinig ko pa yung worksheet tsaka yung papel?
Samahin mo na yung worksheet at saka yung module.
Okay po, ano po muna, mute po muna. Participants. Mute po muna ulit kayo ha. Okay. Paki-open na lang if you have question. Okay po, may question po tayo. Kapag wala po, thumbs up. Okay na po tayo. Okay, very good. Thank you. Yan, talakpak pa yung kay Nicole. Okay po. So now, let's move on to the last topic that we'll be having for this quarter. So ngayon, what if naman, given ang confidence level, given ang ating pong sample mean, paano naman kung ang nawawala ay sample size? Okay po, last one. We'll be having this one. Clear ko lang to ha. The last one is, what if we are looking for the number of samples? The sample size ang nawawala. Okay? So, paano po yan? Let's have an example. So, yung student is conducting a research on the awareness of senior high school student learners on the names of Philippine president. Given the margin of error, which is 4. So, given naman ngayon ang margin of error, okay po, and of standard deviation of 9, given a standard deviation of 9, and confidence level of 99% level, what will be the minimum sample? Ano po yung minimum sample that the student researchers need to estimate for the population mean? So, ang kailangan niya ngayon ay ang kanyang sample. Paano mahanap yon? So, ang pinaka-importante dito na meron tayo ay ano yon? So, we have our coefficient. Okay po, ano po yung coefficient natin? Balikan na natin yung coefficient. Ang mga coefficient natin ay ito. Ito yung coefficient natin, yung nasa table natin. Okay? So we have our coefficient, we have our standard deviation, and we have the margin of error. Okay po, we have the margin of error. So isa-isahin natin to. Para makakuha yung coefficient natin, kailangan alam natin muna ang ating pong LOA, ang ating pong level of confidence. What is our level of confidence? That is 99%. Sabi po kasi 99 confidence level. If we have our 99% coefficient level, confidence level, what will be our coefficient? So babalik tayo doon. Anong sinasabi natin sa coefficient ng 99? That is 2.58. So our level of coefficient, our coefficient for 99% level of confidence is 2.58. Okay? Nakuha po kung saan nanggaling ang 2.58? Dito po sa table. Okay? The level, ito po. So let's move. Yan. Ngayon, ano pa ang kailangan natin? We need the standard deviation. Ano yung standard deviation natin? Our standard deviation here is with standard deviation of 9. So our standard deviation of 9 and margin of error of 4. Okay. So 4. So ngayon, let's solve for the number of sample. So since it is 99% confidence, our coefficient is 2.58. That is 2.58 times our standard deviation, which is 9, over our error, which is 4. Times, this will be squared. That will be squared ha. Naka-squared po yun. So ngayon, let's try to solve for this. That's 2.58 divided, 2.58 times 9, it's 23.22. Okay po. So we have 23.22 over 4. square. I-divide natin siya with 4. Divide natin by 4. Then, i-square natin yung answer. That's 5.08, 5.805. Then, i-square natin yung answer natin. That's 5.085 times 5.085. Ang lumabas po sa atin ay 195. Sorry po. 195.62. Tama? Oh, sorry. Mali. Mali yung pindot ko. Ulit. Click ko lang to. Napasobra yung pindot ko. Ulit. 23.22. Tama ba? Divided by 4 is 5.85 times 5.805. That is 33 pala. 33.69 or 33.70. Tama? 33.70. 33.70. Tama? 33.70. Ngayon, ito ba ang final answer mo? Hindi. That is not your final answer. Your final answer is 34. Why 34? Paliwanag ko lang po, 34. We are looking for number of sample. Ibig sabihin, tao. Wala pong taong 0.70. Ha? Wala pong taong 0.70. So, ibig sabihin, once na lumagpas na tayo doon sa number, kailangan na nating i-round up. So, ibig sabihin, kahit yan po ay 33.1, 34 na po yun. Kasi yung 0.1, napaka-importante pa rin niya. Okay po, lumabis na tayo, huwag lang tayong bababa. Okay? So, in this case, our sample, ang number of sample natin lumabas ay 33.70. So, ibig sabihin, the number of sample that the young student need ay 34. Ang minimum niya ay 34. Clear po tayo? Okay? Yan. Dali lang naman yan. Let's try this one. The environmentalist is making a survey on the number of households that applies the principle of waste management in a certain community. Given the standard deviation of 2.6, how large a sample must be selected if we want a 95% confidence of finding whether the true mean differs from a sample mean of 1.5 R. So, in that case, gagamitin natin, ang kailangan po natin ay we have the 90% confidence. Okay po, we have the 95% confidence. Pero kung mapapansin nyo, wala po yung margin of error natin. Wala tayong error. Apo. So, babalik tayo sa computation of margin of error. Ano yung computation natin of margin of error dati? The margin of error is A of 2 theta over the square root of n. Okay? So, the square root of n. May standard deviation ba tayo na pinigay kanina? The standard deviation, we have the standard deviation, we have the confidence level, and we have wala pang number of sample. So may error tayo dito. Wala pa tayong number of samples yan. So 8.5. Be selected with a 95% confidence whether the true means differ from a sample mean. May sample mean pala tayo. May mean tayo na 1.5. So ang kailangan po natin ay error. Wala tayong error dito. So, ang meron lang tayo as of the moment ay AO2, which is pwede natin makuha yung confidence level natin. Pwede natin makuha ang ating pong standard deviation Ang wala tayo ay error. Okay? So, from the sample... hindi pala. Ito pala yung error natin, yung 1.5. Ang sabi po kasi dito, true means differ from the sample mean by 1.5. Hindi po pala yung 1.5 ay mean. 1.5 is the error. Nagdi-differ daw siya ng 1.5 from the sample mean. So, ibig sabihin, isa-isahin natin. We have the LOC natin, level of confidence natin as 95%. We have our standard deviation of 2.6. Ano yung margin of error natin? Ano yung error natin? Our error is 1.5. Okay? So, ang kailangan lang natin ngayon mahanap ay ang ating pong coefficient. Ano raw po pag 99%? Balikan lang natin. Ano pag 99%? Ano lang? Our 99% is 2.58. 2.58. Okay? So, balik tayo sa question. Okay. So 2.58. So we can compute now for the number of sample. So n is equals to quantity 2.58 times the standard deviation of 2.6.
Sir?
Wow.
Sir, 95% po yung nasa...
95% ba? So
Apa.
mali yung 2.58 natin. Clear natin to. Erase natin. Balik tayo. Ano ang ating 95%? 1.96 nga ba yun? 95% is 1.96. Okay po. 95% lang pala tayo. Okay? So 1.96. So this is 1.96. Clear lang natin to. Erase lang natin yung 2.58. This will be 1.96 times 2.6 over our error, which is 1.5 squared. So, compute natin to. That's 1.96 times 1.5. That's 2.94. Okay? 2.94 divided by 1.5. Okay? 2.94 divided by 1.5. It's 1.96. Okay po? So that's 1.96. Then i-square natin siya. So 1.96 times 1.96, we'll be having 3.84 or 4. Clear po tayo? 1.96 times 2.6 divided by our error, which is 1.5. So that's 1.96 times 2.6 is 2.94. Divided by 1.5 is 1.96. In square natin, o 1.96 times 1.96, that will be 3.84. And 3.84 is equals to 4. Okay po. Clear po tayo? Question so far? Wala na po? Okay. So with that, this will be your assignment. Okay? Pakikopya na lang po bago tayo magtuloy. Okay, sorry po. Hello. Clear po na tayo? Tatlo lang yan. What's more sa 299, what's more sa page 310 to 311, and what's more sa 321 to 323. Yung page 299 is simply finding the limit lang given yung hindi pa importante yung margin of error. Hindi pa importante yung confidence level. Okay po, yung minus plus lang, minus plus. Dun sa 310 to 311, dyan po yung gagamitin na natin yung ating pong confidence level, yung mga coefficient, para mahanap ang error at saka po yung limit natin. Okay? And the last one, 321 to 323, ito naman po ang hahanapin ay sample size. Okay? So thank you very much for this week. Any questions so far?
Sir?
Yes, pa.
Yung example po kanina sa last example po ay
Mm-mm.
yung 1.96 times 2.6 po ang sagot, ang dapat pong sagot ata ay 5.096 po.
1.96 times
2.6 po.
2.6. Okay po. So 1.96 times 2.6, 5.096.
Apa.
Basta i-divide natin ng ating margin of error na 1.5.
Apa.
Okay po. So take note natin, balikan lang natin yon. Balikan lang natin. So may mali lang tayo sa multiplication. So ibig sabihin, hindi 4. Okay po. So ulitin natin siya. So that is 1.96 that will be our coefficient times 2.6. Tama? Over 1.5 squared. So ibig sabihin that's 1.96. Mali yung calculator ko. 1.96 times 2.6 is 5.096 nga. Tama. 5.096. So 5.096 divided by 1.5, that will be 3.397. Tama? Then i-square natin siya. Square the answer. So that's 11.54. So that's 11. So ibig sabihin that's 11.54. Ibig sabihin more or less our ay 12. Hindi po pala 4. Clear po tayo. So thank you for correcting that. So 1.96 times 2.06 is 5 plus. Divided by 1.5, then in-square natin, ang lalabas po pala ay 12. Clear po tayo? Any question pa?
Wala na po, sir.
Okay po.
Salamat po.
So we are done with the first quarter. So ang submission po niyan ay next week. That will be your last one. Okay po. Goodbye. Bye-bye po.
Bye-bye po, sir. Salamat po.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye
Bye-bye po.
po.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
po.
Bye-bye.